was a wonderful, let me get myself this. There was a wonderful YOU teacher for my kids when they were in their teen years, right? Youth of Unity. And that was her thing. And she was always just this light. And when you talk to her, her name was Kay. And when you're like, how you doing, Kay? Oh, I'm doing good, Niobe. How are you? And that was like if someone would come up or something's going on for somebody to go, oh, it's all good. It's all God. And bless her heart, she left this world way too early. She was 56, 57, just retired. And just like that, she had a brain aneurysm and that was it. But sometimes angels leave this planet sooner than we do, because that's what she was. So, but just remember, like, whenever something's not going in the right road or whatever, it's all good. It's all God. So, and then you question that, you go, yeah, it's right. And it's like, no, just keep saying that. Okay. Just keep saying that mantra and it will happen. Okay. And displaying brightness. You're not supposed to close like that, but we're just going to see what happens here. Okay. All right. Thank you all for having me back today. It's been a while. How is everybody? It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Thank you. So, what am I creating? Oh my goodness. I mean, this is the thing of when I found Unity in me, learning that we're in co-creation with God, right? We're co-creating. And then so it's like through the years I found Unity in 1995. And so through these years of stepping into a deepening of that union that I am one with, I am God, Goddess. I am one with beloved, with God, as in creation, God in creation walking this planet. And so just over these years of learning and what all the different teachings Unity has to bring, and then also the other things that come in. That's what I liked about Unity, is it's open to other belief systems and the oneness that is there. And so I've done my best to walk my walk, walk my talk. And so a few years ago, this question came to me: what am I creating? It's around 2018, and life had been through some changes. And I had been speaking at Unity, my music. I hadn't been doing my music for a while, my healing work. And so I was just compelled, and I drew up this poster on an art pad, and it said, what am I doing? What am I creating? And colored. And I put it on the ceiling above my bed. And I saw this every morning and every evening in my waking moments, because I was being led about, talk to me, Niobe. What do you want to create? Where do you really want to go? What do you really want to do and be? Because I had stepped aside from my healing work. I had stepped aside from speaking. I'd stepped aside from all of my spiritual woo-woo-ness. And I was working in the financial world in a full-time job. And I hadn't had to be in that type of space for a very long time. But then there was shifts and changes that were coming up in me. I had over the years, I had started into my soul reflection readings, and things were opening up different in my healing work as massage therapist, became really deeply full spectrum healing. And so here I was like, I was feeling empty because I wasn't doing and being what I'm here for. And that statement every day, what am I creating, brought me back home to my sovereignty. It brought me back home to the truth of I am creation itself. I am co-creating. I have that power. Here's my soul. I've got this ability. We all have instances, don't we, where we realize, wow, I created that, good, bad, or indifferent. We've created that. That's the really tough one, is the challenging, I can remember that would just really tick me off when someone would say, well, you created it, Niobe. It's just want to stick your tongue out at it, because that's when you're going through the tough stuff. You don't want to hear that. You really don't want to take responsibility for that. But we do have responsibility for that. And part of it is like the responsibility is that this person or this situation, circumstance came in. They're my teacher, as my teacher. Whether it's in our physical body or around us, whatever we're going through in this waves of life, the higher, the low parts, it is teacher, being teacher. It's asking us to expand. It's asking us to open up, go deeper, come into that presence of creation, of co-creating, because you've got the power. What are you being called to do? Are you ignoring it? Are you saying, I can't do that? Are you saying, well, who do you think you are? And so it started deepening. It started deepening because there was a few years before that. I don't know how this gentleman found me, but he found me online or whatever. But he came all the way up from Portland to meet me. And so we sat and we were having this conversation. His name was Boyd. We're having this conversation. And so at the time, I use the word God, beloved God. God has been mainly God. I mean, I was raised Catholic. And he sat there and for him, we have God that is like, we think of it as a separate entity that is creating, helping in co-creation with this. For Boyd, it was just the word creation. He did not there wasn't a gender on it. There wasn't anything like that. It was just creation. So we know about what we're creating. And well, that's my creation. See what I've done painting. Look at, I've created a child. I've created this creation. But those are verbs in creating. But he used it as a noun. He used it as just the wholeness of everything, creation. So that was with me. That has been with me. That had been with me for a long time, because I'm like going in my how I'd been raised, the way I'd always known, even walking through the pagan wheels of the year, is still a god and goddess. But what this did, it brought a oneness, creation. What Charles says about this. There's two: creative process and creative law. I'm looking at this from his Dynamics for Living. And I put down here, according to Charles Fillmore, creation is primarily a process of thought and consciousness, meaning that we as spiritual beings create our realities through the power of our minds and intentions, essentially thinking things into existence. By aligning ourselves with the divine principle within us, this is often returned to as law of mind in action. What if law of mind, God is one word, creation. That's what I put in there. So if we look at creative law, what he was saying, the order of creation is from the formless into the formed, from the formless to the form, from the invisible to the visible. This goes on perpetually, and there is never a beginning or an ending to the process. The law of divine creation is perfect order and harmony. God cannot create without law. God is the mind force carrying forward creation under law. First is mind, then the idea mind, then the materialization of the idea. Apart from mind, nothing can be done. Creative intelligence forever upbuilds God's universe. Okay. That's a lot there. And it can be It can be looked upon as complex. It can looked upon as easy. But this is just, I mean, that paragraph right there is something that we can, that's something that I could look at studying on for always, is about what am I creating? What am I creating in my life? And then there was a day, like, because I was up in Bellingham and I was driving south to go speak at Unity of Everett. And I guess it was coming into, coming into early spring, something like that. But as I got on the highway on 5 and I'm driving past Lake Samish, and there was, the sun broke out through these clouds that started moving down and in towards the, through the trees, and it was in motion. And suddenly I got what Boyd was saying. I looked at that and it was like, there's creation, what we call God. But for me, it was like I was in that moment of, now I get what he's saying. Now I get why it's that noun instead of a verb. Creation. I was witnessing it in action. And the thing is I felt it. I had this oneness come with this, as this incredible, these clouds are coming down in fog, and then sunlight is sparkling on the water. And I'm like going, and I'm trying to drive at the same time. And it was, that's when, so for my kids, they say I grokked it. I finally grokked it. Was like, okay, Boyd, I understand you, because Boyd's not been on the planet now for a while. Because I've had this, I've had this experience inside me, and this is just personally for me, this experience inside me of 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 saying the name God, or God, you know, for some, and God, goddess, spirit, this, that, or the other, and it always still had an outsidedness. Maybe for those of you, it doesn't have an outsidedness, but for me, it has. It's still been something, especially being raised Catholic, it was definitely something that was up above. And then I had to go through saints, or I had to go through Mary to even get to Jesus. It, yeah, I had to go. It was like you went through, like you went through the pecking order, and and then if I was really, really bad, I had to go into, the box, a little private little box, and tell a priest about it, tell him, a man about it, who knows whatever he had been doing. And but I only did confession once. It was what, first grade, and I came out of that and thought, that was really weird. And it just didn't feel right. And I never went back again. But still in that, in not going to confession again, but still in that, in my walk with having a spiritual relationship with God and with Yeshua, Mary, and just having that relationship of, how can it be inside me, which is told to us that that's what it is, that there is that oneness inside us. But how do we get there? Because we've got all, it's like in a cartoon, you see all these bubbles of statements around it for how to get there. So what I'm here today with you is to just give a thought possibility for you about, what is that word creation to you? It's my creation that's active. But what about it just being that noun? Like Boyd said, let's just be creation. That's creation. And so it is that. There's something more coming in here. Does anybody, right, does anybody out there have a question or a thought?
Yeah. Creation just brings you using it how you're expressing it. It's like you could supplement it with
Yeah, exactly. Now.
Creation. It's not, it's constantly coming, it's constantly flowing.
Yeah. 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 It's like that be here now. It is that be here now. I don't know if any of you all could hear what Prem Dia said, but if you could just kind of say it again a little bit louder so then. Oh, okay. Oh, she's got something for you. She's. Yeah, but no, that was really great. Please share
I'm
that.
not sure I can. I was kind of pulling it from the
Okay,
same place you
do
were.
the best you can.
Oh my gosh, what did I just say?
It was about how creation
Is
bringing
now.
it in
Yeah.
is when you say creation is like bringing it into the here and now.
Being in
Be
this
here
present
now.
moment. And now that I've got this microphone, there's another place.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
When you were talking about it being within, it's like one of the things I learned through my journey is that it's not necessarily in here. It's our reference point where we have our feelings, right? And our emotions, but the within of things is everywhere.
It is.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we don't have to necessarily find it in here because it's everywhere.
It is everywhere. It is everywhere. And thank you for bringing it in that sense, because when we go into that oneness that is in everywhere, then this comes into action. So I don't have that above on the ceiling anymore, but I have this. What am I creating? And it is an invitation to interaction into that from within to it's also without, because that is where we tap into the magic. We tap into what do we really want to create? And so I'm just going to give you an example of what am I creating? Well, there I was. It was 2019. What am I creating? And then this showed up in 2020. Laura saw this a lot every day. And so our lives are definitively magical if we allow them to be, if we allow to see the building blocks of things, that who the person was that came in that brought us to this direction and that direction. We all know that. But a lot of times what we do is that we will take the look at, oh, the choices I made that we shouldn't have made versus the choices that we made that brought us the blessings, that made that weaving of our lives together. We're going to be doing the burning bowl about we're going to let go from last year, and then we're going to do the white stone of what are we wanting to weave in this year with our heart energy, with our creation God energy. And so way back when I was first getting my music out, did an interview with a woman called Dr. Pat Basili. She has Transformation Talk Radio. So Gil and I, my former music partner and life partner, we did 2 interviews. Okay. That was 2008, something like that. And because of her, we wound up on opening for Deepak Chopra at Benaroya Hall, Alan Cohen. And then as some time went by and we went our separate ways, 2015, I tried and I said, okay, I created an online summit for the first time. And so who I had to do, I interviewed 18 different people, and I got a hold of Dr. Pat Basili. I interviewed her. Well, when the recording went off, she said, Niobe, do you know? She says, I don't interview with anybody, but I do with you. And she wanted me to be a host on her Transformation Talk Radio at that time. And what it was going to be a month. And I was not. It was 2000. I was not in a good space. I was in a healing space. I wasn't ready. And I said, no. Fast forward all these years, what am I creating? And, my birthday was September 28th. I'm sitting in Seattle with a beloved friend of mine He's a Center for Spiritual Living minister. But there'd been this energy coming at me. And I've been thinking about Dr. Pat Basile. And I said, yada, 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 this is what happened with Dr. Pat Basile. And he goes, oh yeah, I know her from church. Yeah. I said, well, I'm thinking about contacting her and seeing if there's anything, I can do. That was Saturday. On Tuesday, I got an email from Dr. Pat Basile asking me, inviting me to be on her Transformation Talk Radio as a host, to have my own show on Transformation Talk Radio. Yeah, yeah. And I got to watch and I seen them all. What am I creating? Well, and there was only 15. She was only taking 15 people. And so was able to get some funding and I have some partners in getting my show off the ground. And my first show is on Transformation Talk Radio, is about what am I creating? I'm on the second and last Tuesday of every month. So my first show's on January 14th at 1:30. But look at that. Look at that. So that's the thing of the inside connecting with that outside and the listening. Go ahead.
I just want to point out, we all should be feeling about as tall as the giraffe. Look what we created. We created Niobe to come and talk with us. I mean, it's the beloved experiencing the beloved.
Right.
Look what we created. Look what we are doing. Look what
Anything is possible.
how cool is that?
Very cool to watch it too unfold in front of you from day to day, week to week, month to month.
It's like
Teaching me a lot.
well, and it's teaching me. And then it's a thing of asking ourselves, well, there's an acceptance. Can I accept this boon? Can I accept this amazing opportunity? How can I recalibrate my energy to be able to step up and be present for that? This is within all of us, this weaving in and out with creation, with the beloved within us and within and without, just like what Prem Daya was saying. And it's so easy for this in our life and our past and our history, our losses, our gains. And we think, well, we can't gain anymore. I'm 65 years old.
Oh, to be 65 again.
And I'm looking like, I'm looking like, well, what can this be? Yeah, and this beautiful woman over here. So point being, age isn't when creation calls, when God calls, when Goddess calls, whatever name works for you, when that calls, don't be afraid to receive, to listen, follow the steps, and even if it makes you afraid, at the same time, you're just so doggone excited you can't see straight. But it can be big, it can be small, but that's the thing. It, like our lungs, God, creation breathes, and as the planet breathes. And so as we get ready to come into our burning bowl, what would you like to release? I know what I need to release. So What? It's like, what do I need to release? Oh my goodness. I need to release that others didn't see me. That, and really it really is the thing, because now they see me and they're supporting me. My family didn't see me. And, oh, you're gonna do that woo-woo shit. Sorry, God. You're gonna go do that woo-woo crap. Gonna go get your God on, huh? And
We see you.
we see you, so,
We see
yeah.
you. We see you.
thank
We see
you. And they see me now because they're supporting me in, my son and daughter-in-law got me an awesome mic for podcasting, got me a Blue Yeti, which is what I was wanting. And then my daughter and her wife got me, I already have a big light ring, but they got me a smaller one. And I'd been sending it out there. I've been sending it out there. Oh, okay, I'll eventually buy a Blue Yeti when I can afford it. Then it was like, well, it'd be good to have a smaller light ring. I got them both. Got them both for Christmas. And then I'm looking at that small light ring. I go, ooh, this one can travel really good because I just want to tour. I want to get in my little car and go places and speak and sing and whatever and do things. So, but that's what it is I need to release what anybody else thinks about me. That's what I need to release. So you all think about what you need to release. And then we're going to go into white stone. So you ready to pass those out? You got one? Okay. So that I'm going to conclude my talk with that. There's just one thing as I finish up here is I have a song on one of my albums. It's called Just Believe. And it goes, creation is yours in the spark of your thoughts. Whatever you're thinking, that's what you're living. Choosing your power each step of the way. You are the truth, alive here today. You've got sunshine rising in the palm of your hand. You have the power of the universe at your command. You hold all possibilities of infinity. What does it take for you to own all of these? Just believe, just believe, just believe. And that can be the hardest thing. So thank you all so much. So at some point, the banner is going to come up.
Who's on first?
All right. So, Shar, were we going to burn them in this?
Yeah, we will, but we're gonna take that side.
Thank you. Okay, because that was my concern because the bowl would not be able to handle the fire.
I'm not gonna burn it right now.
Because they're not
Plastic
plastic
pieces and tiny stuff.
Walk up when you're done with that and just place your paper in the bowl, what you're wanting to release right up here.
What do you want to release? Yeah,
I
what
might
do you
need
wanna let
bigger
go of?
paper. I know. We couldn't find it. We had it, but we couldn't find it.
Pencil. I have a
That
pen.
works.
Pencil.
Thank you. That'll work.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Would you put this in the bowl for me? Thank you. Oh, there's Susan. Yeah.
All right, now we're going to go into the white stone ceremony. Dun, dun, dun. So what we're going to go into is, as we go into what we want to place on our white stone, is I am remembering who I am. Anybody recall that one? I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who the inspiration for the white stone ceremony ritual comes from a verse that is found in the book of Revelation in the Bible, chapter 2:17. Let anyone who has an ear listen to what the Spirit is saying to the churches. To everyone who conquers, who overcomes, I will give some of the hidden manna, and I will give a white stone. And on the white stone is written a new name that no one knows except the one who receives it. Notice the writer says, to those who conquer or are overcoming, which means those who are moving forward with faith and overcoming the challenges that they have in life. The ones who are moving forward and growing and seeking and being receptive to the highest and the best. To those who are a new name is given, a new sense of themselves, of their life. The inspiration for this ritual is also from the classic spiritual textbook published by Unity called Lessons in Truth. In the book, a chapter called The Secret Place of the Most High, and the author, Dr. H. Emily Cady, says, to possess the secret of anything gives one power over it. This personal conscious knowledge of God in us is the secret that is the key to all power. What we want is the revelation to us of this marvelous secret. What will give it to us? The Spirit of truth, which proceedeth from God within, John 15:26. That which God would say to you and do through you is a great secret that no one on the face of the earth knows or ever will know except yourself, as it is revealed to you by the Spirit that is in you. The secret that God tells me is not revealed to you nor yours to me, but to each person but each person must, after all is said and done, deal directly with God through the indwelling Spirit. Secrets are not told upon the housetop, nor is it possible to pass the greatest of secrets, from one to another. God, the creator of our being, must whisper it to each soul living in the very innermost of itself. To him or her that overcometh or is consciously in the hidden, is in the process of overcoming. To him or her I will give them a white stone and a mind like a clean white slate, a clean white tablet. And upon the stone, a new name written, which to one knoweth but they that receive it. Revelations 2:17. It is no secret that it cannot be, goodness, it's really small print, I'm sorry. No, it is no secret that it cannot even be put into human language or repeated by human lips. You have received a small white stone. Pick up that stone now. Hold it in your hand as we enter into the white stone ceremony. You'll also need a pencil with which to write on your white stone. A pencil works best because of the rough surface of the stone, so keep that close by. For during the white stone ceremony, that will come to you is some kind of spiritual name or identity, a spiritual name that has been decreed just for you. That is a naming of yourself or a renaming of your life. It's a kind of christening with a new name, a new sense of identity. The christening, true christening means Christ finding. That is, beholding yourself or another as the son or daughter of God, beholding the Christ in yourself or others. It was a custom in the ancient days when a prisoner was released from the prison, from bondage, from jail, from that limitation. The former prisoner was given a white stone to carry to show that they were now free. They were a free man or woman. Only people who were freed would be given the white stone. And so that's what the writer of the book of Revelation refers to. Here he was applying to those who are coming into the consciousness of the Christ. So let us know that we are free by knowing the Christ or God within us, the spirit within that sets us free. And millions have gone before you, set free to be clear their own greater selves and to live in a more abundant life here and now. So for today, just imagine that you are going forth out of whatever prison or shackles or handcuffs or feelings of limitation that you have had. The door is opening and you are walking through into freedom. And you are given a white stone, which says you are now free. You have a new identity. You are a free person. During this meditation, you'll be finding a revelation of what really is the truth, of what is trying to get expressed and get lived out in greater way in you and as you. And you'll write the spiritual name on your white stone with your pencil. The meaning of the white stone and your spiritual name will become clearer as you now prepare yourself to enter this sacred space. So close your eyes and take a breath in and out. It's necessary that we become still so that we can create this sacred space and find our identity, our new name. And so now begin by taking this time to relax, to become receptive to that which wants to reveal itself to you and through you so that it can come forth in the silence of your soul. And now make yourself as comfortable as possible. Allow this white stone ceremony to be transformative ritual, where you are allowing your life to be transformed as you consciously, knowingly enter into this experience now. Making yourself as comfortable as you can. Let us begin with a brief time of relaxation. Relaxing your physical body is a way of entering into this transformative process. For when your physical body is relaxed and receptive, your mind is freer and it's much easier to go into that special place or space inside of you. That place that's the psalmist in the Bible called the secret place of the Most High. You'll find that in the 91st Psalm. And so inside of us, every one of us is this quiet, secret place. So now, let your eyes be closed softly, gently. And as they are closed, feel your body begin to respond by relaxing. You can help the process by saying to your body, I am relaxed. As you breathe in, say, I am. As your breath out, say to yourself, relaxed. I am relaxed. I am relaxed. Continue doing that now. Relax, relax. As you breathe in, I am. As you breathe out, relax. Let your whole being be receptive as we enter this secret place of the Most High, the inner room. It's a place inside of you in your experiencing where you feel one with spirit, with God, with all power and love and light. Be in that place now. Be there in your imagination as vividly as possible. Let yourself feel the calmness and the peace as you are in this special place, as you come into the presence of love. We are now immersed in the presence of God, in the presence of pure light and love. And it's from this place that we will now take part in the white stone ritual. So right now, begin to meditate on your new name, a secret that only you know from the spirit within you. Affirm in your own mind and heart now, I am freeing myself to live more fully. I am conscious of the activity of spirit in every aspect of my life. I am releasing myself from the limitations of the past. I am releasing myself from old fears and doubts. I am releasing myself from the bondage of limiting thoughts about myself, releasing limiting images of who I am and what I can do with my life. I free myself. I am releasing myself now from bondage and gaining a new, greater image of myself, of energy. Know this for yourself. I allow myself to be open to new life, to go through a rite of passage to a greater awareness of life and the experience of living. Life is renewing in me as I make room for new life by letting go of the old. The stone in your hand now represents your freedom. Feel it. Feel the smooth stone in your hand and know that it represents release. Release from your old ways of thinking, the negative thoughts. Releasing the old images and beliefs about your health. And knowing and affirming, I am a radiating center of divine life. I am filled with energy. I see myself walking out of bondage, a free expression of God. I see myself in a God way, unique, beautiful, handsome, lovable. I learned the lessons that I need to learn in order to go forward as a free person. I know my business, which means my wholeness. I know my holiness, business of my holiness, which means that I am knowing this I can release. I can go forward. I release limitations of compulsive habits that are holding me captive, holding me back, imprisoning me. And I nourish and nurture my soul in the silence of prayer and meditation. I am sustained from within and feel a renewed peace of mind. I am divinely guided. I am free. I am unlimited. I have a clean slate. I make a fresh start. This is a new day, a new opportunity, and I am free to be whatever in life I wish in my highest knowing for myself. A life of the highest and best, which I deserve and embrace and give thanks for I create it with each thought I hold about myself in my mind. I am creating a new beginning by knowing who I am. And so now we meditate on the name. Meditate on your new name. What is the new name that comes to you now? Just let this come. You don't have to try to think it up or try to make it up or make it that God decrees for you. Ask yourself, what does my life call out to me? What name? What sense of newness? What sense of greatness? Let it come to you easily. Feel the stone in your hand and feel the inner spirit beckon to you. Here is your new name. Here is your new vision of yourself. Here is what you are to accomplish. Here is what you are to embrace and demonstrate and live out. This is the name of your life. This is your new beginning. This is a new you. Spirit has decreed a name for you to write on your stone. What is your name? What comes to you? It may be a title. It may be a new positive state of living, of being. We are told in the Bible that God's name came to Moses as I am. And so you may start with an I am, which symbolizes and expresses the highest and best in your life, your true identity. You might say, I am understanding, or I am healthy, or I am filled with love. Or your new name may express some aspiration or vision that you have of good. Good parent, or I am a good friend, or I am a good college graduate. I let my I am express what I want to see happen in my life. What is your vision, your longing, your heartfelt desire? Let it be revealed from the secret, heartfelt space within you, the Most High. No one can know it but yourself. Take a few moments now in your silence to let it come and let it be written on your white stone. A thankfulness flows over us as we receive our new name, and with it comes the power and guidance to achieve all that we desire. Thank you, God. And now, as you are ready, gently open your eyes and write your name on your stone if you haven't already. And if you need more time, you can take the stone home and continue in your own personal meditation time to think about your new name. And having written your new name on your white stone, repeat it to yourself. Imagine the new power and purpose and direction that your new name is giving to your life. Keep your white stone in a prominent place so daily you are reminded of your freedom and your new life direction. You might want to share your new name with your trusted friends and family and have them also free you and see you with the newfound freedom of spirit. Free to be. Very gently turn to this time and return to this time and to this place. Ready to step into a new year. Ready to attract to you your highest good. Ready to for a fresh start. You have a new identity. Go forth and be that which you have claimed yourself to be. Say yes to life. Thank you, God. God bless you. And I see you going forth in your spiritual journey in a new way, a greater way. Step into freedom, come into the fullness of who God created you to be. And so it is. Amen. Okay. So why don't we just go ahead and just go into give me thanks, offering and affirmation and